All right. You know what time it is, my peeps? It's time for What Do You Say? J and K. All right. We got a question coming up today.
Yeah. Why don't you set us off, man?
Set it off? You want to read it?
No, you go.
All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. All right. Let's see. All right. This question is from Kevin from Brooklyn. All right. He says, I was in a 5-year relationship with a beautiful woman, which unfortunately did not work out in the long run. Now, we actually ended up breaking up, and then after the breakup, I took a whole year to myself to emotionally heal and become a better person. Good for you, Kevin.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Now, after the year, I've recently started dating again and have noticed a disturbing new trend. All right. In the last 2 months, I've taken out 4 different women out on very nice dinner dates, and the whole date seemed to be going, they all seem to be going very, very well, right? Now, I know that because I've gone out with 2 of them for a second time, okay? Now, the other 2, I was just not interested in dating any further, which is why I didn't go out with them. My problem is, J and K, that is with all the women, none of them said thank you after I took them out on dinner dates, which has now just rubbed me the wrong way. J and K, am I being ultra sensitive, or are these new school women just not being appreciative, or are they just being entitled? What do you say, J and K? Ask from Kevin from Brooklyn. K, I'm going to let you take this one and help Kevin out because I feel bad for the brother. I really do.
Wow. So it just sounds like to me some folks just aren't raised right. Right. So I'm listening to this and I'm trying to think about my own experiences going out.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've actually consistently heard, hey, thank you for dinner. I had a great time, or whatever, just even to thank you, right? And so I think he might be onto something, to where there's this level of expectation that you should be doing that, and therefore I don't have to express any gratitude for you doing it. And unfortunately, I think that is a little bit of kind of the environment, the dating environment, the dating world that we're in, right? There are less and less of those getting to meet you kind of dates.
Yeah.
Right? They'll come out and say, hey, I don't do coffee dates. You'll hear that. You've heard a booty call? Well, now they've got foodie calls, right? They'll reach out to a guy to just to get a meal, those things. If you're online, they make it incredibly clear that this is a part of that. So I guess net, this is the expectation now is we're going out to eat. Why that is followed with the absence of showing some gratitude and saying thank you, I'm palms up and have no reason and don't understand the reason why behind that. Yeah, I can acknowledge it and point it out, but do I have an answer for it? No, and it's a shame that is how the dating environment is now.
Yeah, no, I agree 100% with you. It's the expectations. But I'll take it a little further. I believe that some of these women, not all, I believe some of them they don't know that they might have said thank you in their head, but they're not actually letting us know as single men who are dating. They're not letting us know that they do appreciate it. They're not telling us thank you. I don't think that they're doing it on purpose.
Well, do you think that they believe that this is what, as men, that this is what we're supposed to be doing?
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Then I don't believe. Then if they believe that this is what we're supposed to be doing, then I think that they do know that they're not saying thank you. That they're not even. They don't even have the inclination because in their mind, it's expected. It's like, well, you're supposed to do that. Therefore, they probably don't even feel it, believe it. Like it's not even on the table.
But even when women, you think, in your opinion, even if they expect it, you don't think that they should say thank you, or you don't think that they remember to say thank you? Which one, like?
I think that they expect it, therefore it's not even an inclination. Not that they forgot to say it. I just think
you do this on purpose. You think they're not saying thank you on purpose?
Right, but let me be clear. When you say on purpose, what I'm saying is, so to say it on purpose, as I'm understanding you meaning, is it comes to mind,
right,
and then they purposely
don't say thank. Right. Yeah, I don't think that's the case.
I'm saying it's even worse than that.
Okay,
I'm saying that they don't even get the inclination. Like it doesn't even come.
It don't cross their mind.
It don't even cross their mind. It's just so,
because we're supposed to do it.
It's just so right. It's just baked in, man. It's just baked in. It never even comes to mind. It's like, well, that's what's supposed to be there. There's no thank you. There's no thought of thank you. There's no thought of not saying it or saying it. There's no debate in their mind.
It's just nowhere in there.
No, it just doesn't exist. As I said, there's no inclination for it. This is just what's supposed to be done. That's it.
So where do you think these expectations are coming from? And I will say it's probably more these new school women, right? Why do you think they're having a lot of these expectations for single men like Kevin and myself? I've dealt with what Kevin dealt with. I've taken women out on dates, and I haven't got the thank yous either. So, like, what do you think that we are supposed to do about things like that? Is Kevin supposed to alert these women? Are we supposed to tell these women that, hey, it would have been nice if you said thank you? Like, how do you think we navigate around this new difficult trend?
Well, I'd start with communication before the date. Have a conversation. Like,
make sure you tell me thank you after I take you out to dinner. Is that
right? Well, I know it sounds that way, but right. I would say that there has to be, and I don't know, it doesn't immediately come to mind, but there's got to be a way that we can better assess, right, her before we take her out.
Better vetting system, you're
saying.
Better
vetting system. Perfect. Okay. Perfect way to put it. A better vetting, right? Because no one wants to feel, as a guy, as a man, you don't want to feel any kind of way after that, right? And so to the other side, as I mentioned, if a woman doesn't have the inclination, then she runs the risk of losing out on a really good guy just because she's created this way of communicating or non-communicating.
Right.
So now she's lost out on a good guy.
Okay.
So get that vetting system in there. See what her values are.
Right.
Right, because to this, I'm sure others are going to hear this, and women are going to say, I always say thank you. I'm very thankful for it, right?
Yeah, you hear that all the time.
Right, I would offer to pay, right? So clearly this is not directed to you, right? This is not directed to them. Right. And those of you that are doing that, God bless you, continue doing it.
We appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
Right.
But to the others, it's applicable to those that just don't. They're just breezing in, eating these meals, and just feeling like, oh, well, that's what he's supposed to do.
Right.
And that's it.
You brought that up earlier, talking about this new phenomenon that women are just going out on foodie dates.
Right.
Right. So they can really give two rats' ass about the guy that's sitting across from them. They're hungry. Their stomach was growling. And a lot of us men, some of y'all don't even really take into account that, like, we were talking to vet them better. Right. You got to. But I mean, I feel kind of bad. Listen, I've gone out with women before. I couldn't tell. They play nice in the beginning. You think they're sweet. They're all of that. But the time you got to dinner and you still don't get the thank you, it just makes you think. And the problem is, Kay, that I've been out on some dates with them. Seemed very nice throughout the dinner date.
Right.
Very cool. Date went well and stuff like that. All in all, you thought it was a really good date, and you're waiting at the end of that date just to get the thank you. And then you don't get it. And what really bothers you is different if you were on the date and you just thought she was whack and she wasn't cool, nothing like that, and you didn't get the thank you. You didn't want the thank you anyway, because I ain't never going to her ass again anyway, right? But what really hurts is like, damn, I think she was mad cool. The date went really well. And this is the point that I brought up before. So you think the date went really well, everything was cool, but you just didn't get the thank you. So that is the point where I brought up that I feel like in some situations, I just feel like they just forgot because they seemed mad cool. They seemed like they had manners, but you just didn't get the thank you. It just rubs you the wrong way. And it seems like that's what happened with Kevin. Like he thought it went really well. He just didn't get the thank you. So he's just confused now. Is it that she's just not cool with me like that? Or you're just like, so that's why he's so confused.
Well, can't two things be equal? Can't two things be the same, right? Can't she be a good person, and as you said, mad cool, but then also forget to say or not say thank you, right?
Right.
Or they, you know.
This is what I'm saying. I think in her head, in some of their heads, they might have thought they said thank you.
It's possible, but I'm saying that even if if it never entered their mind, right? That are we saying that equates them to not being a good person? I guess my point is that a deal breaker for you? You had this great experience. Clearly there was something there, which is why you asked her out in the first place.
Right.
You go out, you have this amazing dinner, amazing conversation, wonderful experience. The conversation, it's perfect, right? At the end of this, she doesn't thank you. She doesn't acknowledge it in a thankful way. You don't see any sense of gratitude. Is that a deal breaker now? Does that wash away all of that took place at the meal? Does it wash away all of that leading into that, which made you ask her in the first place? Or is it like, it's a one-off and maybe this relationship is still salvageable, but I have to talk to her about that? Is it dead or is it dead on the vine now?
No, you got to listen. If you had a great time like Kevin did, and you have to listen, it rubs me the wrong way too.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? Is it done? No, but I will say if it's something, and I'm sure you would agree with this, if you see it's a trend that it keeps going on, and you're not getting the thank yous or you're not seeing any kind of appreciation, then you're gonna get that kind of entitlement feeling coming from her. And anytime men get that entitlement feeling, it's probably not going to last. So I would give a second opportunity for them to prove themselves and to say maybe that was just a one-off. I get it, especially if you had a good time.
Yeah.
Right, but other than that, it's like it's pretty messed up. I just feel like more women should probably be more conscious of it, and because some of them I think do just forget, and some of them are just entitled, but they got to be better than that.
Yeah, well, I'll say this. It's a great way to gauge how she is. So think of it this way. If it doesn't happen and you bring it up, I would say, watch real close to see what her reaction is. Because I think her reaction will tell you a lot. If she genuinely didn't think about it, she may feel bad about it when you present it to her.
Yeah.
Right? And go, oh my gosh, you know what? It's totally slipped my mind. I apologize. Listen, I had an amazing time, and I hope we can do it again.
But brothers ain't bringing that up, bro.
Well, I think you should. Well,
I think you should. But it's just not gonna happen.
Well, I think it may happen if you think it was a great experience. You had a good time. You just said dinner was cool as hell. You're attracted to her, and you just got this one thing. Listen, everything was great up until that very end.
Right.
Right. So why not bring that up if you think it's worth? If you think it's worth investing into the relationship.
No, because Kev just said that, and I can see where he's coming from, that, you don't want to bring it up because you don't want to be scared of being seen as being ultra sensitive. Like that dude. They can be like, oh, come on, bro. Really? You know what I'm saying?
But that to me, I think that's perfect in the sense of if she reacts that way, then you know.
Okay, yeah, then you know. Right? You're going to act funky like that, then that's it. This is the last date.
Then I got it. But what if, to your point, what if someone just genuinely got caught up in the hyperbole of the moment and just totally forgot and slipped their mind? Right. You bring it up. Hey, you know what? Something I want to make it bigger than it is. Yeah. But I don't want to walk around with this feeling. I'm going to bring this to you. She may turn around and say, oh my gosh, I didn't listen. Mama raised me better than that. I didn't realize, I didn't acknowledge that.
Right.
Had a great time. Hope we do it again. Thank you for that. Please. In fact, you know what? Just for that next one, I'm paying for it. You know what I mean? Who knows? Maybe she says something like that. I'll say this, man. So there's this, I don't know if you see online these videos and stuff where they've got the whole pop the balloon thing.
Yeah.
Right. See this. And one of the things and some of those are actually pretty funny.
Right.
But one of the things I walk away from when I watch this is just how quick we are to cancel someone out. Okay. Right. I mean, I know
today's day and age, because there's so many different opportunities. Right. That's why it's happening.
And I know that's probably not the moral of this thing, right? Of the videos that they're showing. But someone will pop the balloon and they'll say, "Hey, why'd you pop the balloon?" They're like, "I ain't like your shoes," right? Or I didn't, she had that bracelet on, or she had, right? And it's like, damn, like this is what we're like. People are just, it's very disposable, very transient. Listen, if you meet this woman, you think she's great to the point that you ask her out for dinner, and then the exchange of energies, the vibe, and all that stuff is great, it's cool, and you have a good time, and then at the end of that, she doesn't say thank you, and it doesn't sit right in your soul, yeah, man, bring that up to her. Talk to her about it, gauge her reaction. And if you get the sense that she feels some kind of way about it, or she's looking at you differently, right, cut her off. So you don't think he's being, because he asked us, do we think he's being ultra sensitive? So you don't think he's being ultra sensitive? I don't think he has a right to feel that way? Yeah, absolutely he has a right to feel that way. I don't think he's being, and forgive me for not answering the question, Kev, but I don't think he's being ultra sensitive at all. He is listen, he's shown a propensity to be in relationships long term. He was in this the other one for 5 years. Sounds like he's interested in settling down. You want to do this the right. You want to do this the right way and find the right person, someone that can show gratitude, someone that can show appreciation. Listen, those are skill sets you want in a woman, and if you've seen so many of them as we do, that could give two damns about showing their appreciation. If you find one that can, and you do that. Well, I hear what you're saying, that it's good to say something. And I agree with you. However, I just feel like some women wouldn't be happy with him bringing that up to them. And I what you're saying, well, to hell with them. Then they're not the right person anyway. Better to find out then than later on. But they could just be they could be a good woman, right? And it could be a great match, right? But I can see how some women who, let's just say, they did just totally forget and like, oh, my bad. And even they may apologize him, but they'd be like, "Yo, that brother is whack, man." Yeah, well, I could see. I mean, could you? Yeah, I could see that happening. I could absolutely see it. And that being the last date. Because they'd be like, "I ain't messing with him no more. He's whack." And then I could absolutely see it. And it should be the last date, because if she didn't stop it, then he should. Right? Okay. Because to me, that's also, that I would take that as extending beyond that dinner. That's in that person's DNA. So how often are you going to feel like a simp because of what you're doing for this woman, and just feeling like it's thankless? And it should never feel that way. And if they're not going to do it with the small stuff in the beginning, when we're ideally at our best, right? Yeah, right. They're not doing it now. The person's not going to change. Right. If they're walking around this earth and feeling entitled, that's not someone you want to be with. Right. And if any notation or any indication that you can pick up that kind of gives you some insight to how she would be with that, that's a good day. If she shows you how she is, take that. Believe it. That's what Maya Angelou told Oprah, right? That's right. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. Right. Yeah. So I always tell you I'm an asshole. I'm a selfish bitch. You believe that about me, Kay? Absolutely, man. But we love you just the same. That's my dog, bro. Thank you much. Well, Kevin, listen. If you're feeling her, please give her a second chance. Go out again. Hopefully she'll say thank you next time. Hopefully, you'll get an apology from her and say my bad, or whatever. And hopefully you'll be able to continue to date. But not at all. You're not being ultra sensitive. I think we both agree on that. You feel how you feel. I hope it works out, man. And hopefully these new women just
just say thank you. It ain't that difficult. Just say thank you. Even if you don't mean it, just say thank you.
Right.
Fool us if you have to.
Indeed.
It's all good, man. Listen, thank you guys for joining us for another edition of the J&K Show, man. It was fun. We had some great topics going on, and we just trying to make the world a better place and putting that news out to you and seeing what your thoughts are. Make sure you follow us, obviously, on YouTube, and iTunes, Spotify, all the major platforms. The J&K Show is right there, giving you those hot stories and interesting debates as we always do, all right? So make sure you tune in to us again next week on the J&K Show. I'm your man, J. Rob, and my brother K in the house. We'll see you next week. All right. Be good. God bless. And we see you guys next time. All right. Later. We out. Thanks for watching the J&K Show.